episode just aired a few days ago, and we're just gonna go. Yes, where are you laughing at?
My bad.
Good.
Not a bloopers video. Woo! Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we will be discussing, dissecting the new season of Beverly Hills.
We're just gonna get right into it. We've been really excited actually for this season to finally start. It feels like we've been waiting on it forever. So we're just gonna get right into it. I think it opened up. It opened up with Kyle, right?
I want to say so.
Yep, it opened up with Kyle, and I actually just remembered. Did you notice that? So she decided to open up the season, showing the invitation that she got from Paris.
Mhm.
And I just want to point out how she always has to do this, has to try to make herself like get points, like cool points. Like, oh, I got invited to Paris's. I don't even know what it was. I don't remember what it was.
I
Was
think
it
it
the
was her
birthday
wedding.
party?
It was her wedding.
A wedding. It's like cool. Thanks for reminding us that you're related to her. Um. Anyways,
Honestly, I didn't have no thoughts for her. I have a love-hate relationship with Kyle. Some seasons she's annoying, some seasons she's like really funny. So it's kind of like I didn't really care for this scene.
yeah, me neither. It was just stupid, and I'm also gonna skip over that whole scene where she was boxing with her daughter. Like,
Oh yeah, it's weird to see because I like I binge watched Beverly Hills, so it's weird to see Portia like 15 when I just saw her like 9. You know what I
I'm not
mean?
gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I almost never pay attention to any of the scenes with the kids.
I
So,
love her daughters, and it's weird because I think Sophia or Alexia talks exactly like her. It's weird.
see, I don't even know which one's which, honestly.
You're horrible.
Anyways, I think next we move on to
The queen
Sutton
herself.
and Garcelle in Miami,
Yes.
which was fine to see as well.
Honestly, this is kind of sad, but I don't remember what they talked about.
So we get Erica and Rena meeting up for the first time this season. Erica shares with us that she's having sex. If anybody cares, I don't.
I care.
Well, I'm glad someone cares.
I stand Erica. You're being mean.
Anyways, then we get Rena over here who brings up the whole thing with Sutton, which is I think is gonna be like our first real drama of
I
the
want to ask you,
season.
how do you feel about this situation? Who do you feel like is wrong?
I don't know who's right, who's wrong. I know that Rena is thirsty for a storyline.
Oh
Sutton
my
gave her
God.
a little fishy, and Rena's like just gonna drag this out. Now she has a reason. She has a storyline this season,
Kinda, yeah.
and she's gonna
I
drag
just
this
think
out.
that we'll all love because I love Lisa Rinna with it. Like, I don't want her ever off the show. I love her. But it's kind of like, it wasn't that deep.
It wasn't, but we're gonna have to hear about this for who knows how long now.
The reunion.
We're still hearing about it actually. Yes, till the reunion. So we're gonna be hearing about this what in September or something.
hmm
So I mean, I don't know who's right or wrong. I mean, certain maybe shouldn't have brought that up, but it's also not that deep.
Yeah, that's
That's
really
how
true.
I feel about it.
But I
Um,
get what Rinna said about how, like, she was watching it and felt blindsided.
yeah, I mean that's what I said. Like, someone probably shouldn't have brought that up,
Yeah.
but Rena is, excuse me, Rena is also a mess. So like,
I was going to say, if it was the other way around, Rinna would have definitely brought it up on TV. So,
she would have, yeah, she would have brought it up more. She brought up the what is it,
tomato
tomato
sauce?
sauce. Like if that has any relevance.
No,
And I
literally.
think after this we switch over to, let me see.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
Erica and Garcelle talking about Sutton and the apology.
yes, and I will be fair to Erica. I don't think she really owes Sun, and I don't know. How do you feel about this? If you have an argument with somebody that's intense,
Mhm.
and then apologize to you the next 3 or 4 times they see you, they don't apologize to you at the reunion. I'm still not like, at this point. I feel like we moved on from the apology. Like, you know what I mean. So I don't think Garcelle really needs to be asking Erica if she's gonna apologize to her. Like, that's for me. That's dragging it out.
I see where you're coming from, and this is me being an Erica stan because I love Erica, but I feel like she does owe Sutton an apology for how harsh she was because Kyle, Mauricio, Dorit, and whatever her husband's name is were literally laughing at her dinner for hours, and she didn't have that same energy for Kyle. She didn't have
She
that
did not.
same energy for Dorit. Like, she literally threatened her, And Kyle was she says that Sutton led the charge, but it was really the other girls. They just put the battery in Sutton's bag. And Sutton was the only one who didn't fold when she put pressure on them. Everybody
Yeah,
else
I
was
mean,
like
I
back
think
off.
Science did lead the charge because she did have the most to say
She
about it.
did. I kind of like you know how Kyle and the girls are. They do a lot of stuff behind the cameras. And I know it
Yeah,
just wasn't her. I just know as soon as it hit Erica's face, they were all never mind.
yeah. No, that's true. That's very true. Especially Dorit.
I would say because Dorit has so much to say.
Yeah, and then she switched it up. But
And Erica
I
said
don't know.
nothing
I was okay
about
with
her
it.
stepping up either, which surprised me.
Yeah, I mean, but I was I'm trying to come into it open minded to Erica. And to be fair, I think this episode she was fine. Like I
Yeah,
don't think I had an issue with her this episode, except her trying to convince us that she's been proven that she
innocent.
has no connection and doesn't owe money. Um, I wasn't aware of that. I don't know if you were aware that she. Yeah.
Last thing I
So,
seen was she had a documentary on Hulu about the situation. That's about
yep.
it.
So I don't. Erica to me is just. I think she's
Honestly,
lying to the
think
fans.
I said I don't think she was a part of it, only because I really don't think she would have went on TV and done this. You know what I
I
mean?
think
Only because she
she's.
comes from a lifestyle where she wasn't always rich.
I think she's fame hungry. So I think she would have.
I could see her being yes and no because I feel like personally she could be more thirsty if she wanted to. You know what I mean? Like she could be like Lisa Rinna.
She was having her husband fund this whole dance thing that went nowhere.
Okay, her career is good. It got her in literally fashion. She performed at Savage Fashion Show. And she performed at Christina Aguilera's birthday party. Those are like achievements.
And she still ain't make enough money to not go broke from it.
She's good now. She got the show.
She only has money because of the show,
Period. You know,
not because of her dance thing. Anyways, let's move on. What happened after this? Because we'll have plenty of times this season to drag Erica, so we can move on from this.
period.
Let's see.
Ooh,
Okay, so we get a scene of Dorit with her kids, which I think the editors were like going for sympathy points here, showing the kids a
that's
lot because if that didn't, they we don't see the kids usually that often, but or at least that much. We get the break in, and I guess does this talk about the break in all the way leading up to when the girls went to comfort her in the morning, which there was no cameras there for that. So I wonder if that's because they respected her privacy. I wonder if they just didn't know, like the, you know what I mean? Like I wonder how that
I'm
went down.
gonna assume that it was a little bit of respecting privacy and also not enough time to get to her house with equipment.
Yeah, because the only pictures we have from that night is like I want to say paparazzi or random people that's happen
Yeah,
to
and
get
they have
pictures,
the
right?
news clips flashing of the girls walking out the house.
Yeah, so who knows? I respect them for not, even though we don't exactly know what happened. I'm glad that it at least gave them that space because that
Now
is a
I'm
lot
gonna
to live with.
ask you on Twitter. A lot of people think it's fake. Do you think this is fake?
Yeah. Um, I'm I'm not gonna. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say it's 100% real, but I'm not gonna say it's fake either. From what I saw, I think the most questionable thing we'll get to later on towards the end of the episode.
Mhm.
But from the footage we saw, I think it's possible. Some people are like making fun of the. I've seen people like make fun of the robbery, saying like that looks so fake. But there are people who are not good robbers that are robbers. You know what I mean? Like that is a thing. Like not everybody that robs somebody is an expert at it.
And I would
So
think if they hired someone to make it look like they're robbing, they would did a better job. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they got me to hire actors.
I mean I don't know. I just for me, there's nothing that screams, "Oh my god, this is fake." You know what I mean? So
And then her reaction to Kyle's dog made me feel like this is real. You know what I mean?
yeah, or that could have been good acting.
That too, but I don't think. Well, she does have a fake accent, so maybe she's a good actress.
So this is my thing. I think it was real, but she's gonna drag this out. But I also don't want. I also don't know that yet. So we'll see. You know what I mean? It's only one episode in,
I
so
think we're gonna get a lot of family footage of Dorit now, of PK, all the kids, a lot of family time with her.
we're gonna get a lot of that stuff. I hope we don't get too much because I don't know. To me, when it's like this dark, it's almost like, ooh, like
Yeah,
you need to figure this out. You know, not figure it out. But you know what I mean?
yeah. Taylor was like that. She made like it was chilling watching the first season of Beverly Hills.
It was okay. So I think this happens. We, we don't see we see a few other people's direct reactions. Like for example, just to be out there, Crystal fans, she didn't have no content this episode. Let's be real. So we'll talk about her another episode unless
This
you have
thing
something to
right
say.
here,
We got everybody's reactions, but I think this was the only one really worth talking about.
definitely.
You can go first on this one because I have a lot to say.
Sutton is an icon, icon, icon. She said, I don't. She said, I don't give a fuck.
All right, now
She
I have a
said, my
question.
designer is more important than her life.
I have a question. Do you think
Or
this was her reaction because she really is clueless? Because I've seen people say this and doesn't know how to read the room, or was she thinking it was fake and saw a lot of people online? Where I was active online on YouTube, Twitter when it came out. A lot of people did not believe it, even and this was before footage came out.
yeah,
You think Sutton was kind of like, yeah, she was getting demoted, and then this happens. Hey, she's all right. I'm not gonna
I
freaking
can see that.
feed
Yeah,
into her storyline, or do you think she really just wasn't aware what she was doing?
I know. I Sutton knew what happened because she was like, I wasn't like robbed at gunpoint or anything like that.
Yeah,
Like, so
no, she
she
knew what
knew.
happened.
Right. But my thing is, I feel like what's going on with Sutton is what's going on with a lot of people in Beverly Hills. She's more worried about herself. You know what I mean? Because she literally told Kyle, yeah, I'm putting out my own fires too. What are you talking about? Like,
Or
are you
I'm gonna. Mm. So I definitely think she could have handled it better. But all right,
definitely?
if
I
you're
love
beefing, listen, if you're beefing with somebody, because not that they're necessarily beefing, but Dorit and Sun have never been close
yeah,
ever at all. I don't. They're barely even friends throughout all their three. This is the third season. I think she probably was like, "Oh, she got robbed at gunpoint, but everything's okay. The kids didn't hear about it.
I can see that
I'm
too.
not about to feed into this now." Also, Kaya was acting on this scene. I don't know if it's just me. She was putting her best actress pants on for this scene, and I don't know if something maybe could read that. That's just my opinion, and was kind of like, I'm not gonna feed into this. I think somebody else said this on Twitter. Son and Garcelle were probably in a group message like, "Oh my god, what should we do? Should we pretend we believe it? Should we? How should we handle this?"
Right.
Because I
I
think
feel like Kyle's. I feel like Kyle's just a drama queen and everything. Like, not trying to shade Kyle because again, a love hate relationship, but I feel like Kyle has a tendencies to like put her emotions onto things. You know what I mean?
yeah, and people like I respect that to an extent, but people also need to realize when they're emotional, a lot of people when they're emotional, they're not thinking with logic.
Yeah.
Emotionally, it sounds correct, but when you throw in a little bit more logic into it, it's like, I get why your feelings are hurt, but you also gotta like suck it up sometimes.
No, literally though.
Not saying that towards Dorit at all.
No, no,
More
that's
like
a
towards
great to
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah. So I thought this was hilarious. People on Twitter are mad about Sutton, and it's like,
I'm
do
not
you
mad
not
at
want to
Sutton
show?
at all. I agree with Sutton. Who cares? You're not friends. Who cares?
Exactly. Like she definitely could have worded.
She
I
could
wasn't real
have,
that
but she
gunpoint
didn't.
was a little.
Oh well, like
Yeah, I feel like this is what we watched the show for, right? Like,
literally.
so let's see the
And when was
transition.
Dory ever on Sutton's side last year with the whole Erica thing? She left Sutton out to dry by herself.
Yeah, they have never been friends, even from their
Literally, so
other
it's
season
like,
before that.
okay,
So they actually switched to talking about Erica next. I think they moved to the kitchen or something.
I think so.
And remember, this was when Kyle was like, "So I have to say," and someone was like, "Nope," and Kyle's like, "Can you
Oh,
let me
yep.
finish?" And she's like, "You can finish, but I already know you're wrong," which I loved because even
Honestly,
I
I
knew what Kyle was about to say.
why
I
do you
knew
feel
exactly
like
what she was going to
owes
say.
Erica an apology? Like Erica's the one that's talking crazy to her. All Sutton literally did was ask questions.
Yeah, and then I don't like that Kyle is painting Erica as a victim in this. Like, I know
Okay,
that's Dave,
if she is innocent, technically she is a victim. You know what I mean?
but she's not being charged. It's not about being innocent or guilty. I just don't like
No,
how
I
she's
mean
handling
more
the
of like
situation.
in the eye of everyone, like she looks guilty. Like not coming for Erica, but like she's literally been doing nothing but drinking and gaining weight because she's depressed because of the situation. So like if she's actually innocent, that means she's being dragged for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she's not. But
I
the thing
can't
is,
say.
it's
I
not a
believe
guilty or
her.
it's not a guilty or innocent thing. She's not being it's not
Yeah.
guilty or innocent. I just don't like how she's been handled the situation, regardless if she knew or not. Just she's been handling it to me like she's like doesn't care. We see her in the trailer saying she doesn't care.
That's what I said. This is like, I hope it doesn't come off too bad, but like, I get her point of view because at the end of the day, it's kind of like if Tom did what he did, Erica has to go on with her life. Like Erica still has to, like you said with the Sutton thing, she has to post to make money. So it's kind of like I'm not about to go broke over people's feelings. I'm not going back to the strip club. Like she
Yeah.
used to work at the, no. I'm posting these pictures. I'm getting my coin. I don't know what to tell y'all.
See, I don't care about the picture posting, but she has literally said she's not giving up any money or anything. That's the
I
stuff.
wouldn't give up money or nothing either. I didn't do nothing.
So if you had blood money, you wouldn't give it up, basically.
If we got married and you're El Chapo, that has nothing to do with me, okay? Y'all better go
Mm-mm.
take it up with him.
That's not how the law works. So,
I know, but nope.
well, we'll see. Hopefully, she. Never mind. I was gonna say something mean, but anyways. So for me, this whole scene was basically.
Oh
I
wait, no. How
think
do you feel about her telling Sutton she needs to apologize to Erica?
that's ridiculous. That's
Honestly, I agree.
ridiculous.
I agree. I feel like Sutton was completely right in this whole situation.
See, this is my thing with like I know there's always has to be a peacemaker trying to like get the girls to like each other, blah blah blah. But neither of them have to apologize to each other. Like you shouldn't be
I
telling her
do
to
think
apologize.
I
Like let
think
them
Erica only owes
deal
her
with it,
apology for the threats.
huh?
That's it. Just the threats. I feel like that's it. Well,
Yeah,
you know
but
what?
she
They both
even
owe each
said on
other
the
apology.
reunion it wasn't even a real threat.
It wasn't, but I feel like Sutton should apologize for calling Erica a liar, and Eric needs to apologize for the threat, and that's the only apology that needs to be given.
I
Because I
think they
feel like
should just
those
move
are
on.
both very heavy things to call each other. You know what I mean?
I think they should just move on and be friends.
Definitely. I don't think that. I honestly don't think they'll ever be friends ever again.
But
So
to be fair, I think Sutton knows that we all know Kaya's gonna run this back
she is
to
definitely.
Erica. So, and I think Sutton knows that. So I think this is Sutton coming in like, yo, I looked like I cry and I can't handle the heat last season. You know what? I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna basically not care about Doris' robbery, and I'm also gonna throw some blows at Erica. Which, to be fair, we see Erica also throwing blows at Sutton when she's with Rena. So it's not like it's one
True. No,
sided.
I
They're
feel
both
like
doing
it's
it.
like an evil playing field.
Okay, and then we're gonna fast forward to the end of the episode when they all meet. All of them except Sutton and Crystal meet up at the whose house? Kyle's house, right?
Yes. And this is
Okay.
the example I was talking about when I was talking about Sutton and Erica. You mean to tell me that Mauricio hurt your feelings so bad, but this is how you're interacting with him?
That's why as I watched it, I also thought the same thing. I'm like, Erica, some of this they were literally clowning you,
Literally. And that's the thing. Like all Sutton did was ask questions. They were clowning you and literally calling you a liar.
but this is
Sutton didn't call
also
you a liar after y'all got into an argument.
this is how they play the housewife game. Erica knows she can't, be mad at everybody because then she needs the ally. She needs Erica Dorit. Who else is it? Erica, I mean,
Only
Kyle
only
and
allies
Dorit.
would be Rena, Kyle, and Dorit, right?
Yeah, and Kyle and Dorit are weak. Like I feel like they want to be on Erica's good side, and Erica knows that.
Yeah.
So
I feel like not in a bad way, but I feel like Erica took the place of LVP in a way. Where like they feel like they have to fight for that affection and loyalty, and they're scared to cross her. You know what I mean? Like you know how they're terrified to cross
in a more
Vanderpump?
aggressive way, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. It's like Vanderpump is more sneaky, but they're both still scared to cross the both of them because they know that it's gonna be a wrap.
I can see that. So all the girls one at a time get there. Kyle and Erica, wait, Mauricio apologizes to Erica, and Kyle looks scared. Didn't she look scared like at first?
It's because like she knows how Erica is. She don't know if she's gonna blow up or she's just gonna be cold.
Yeah. I think Rena gets there next, maybe, and Garcelle
Yeah,
gets there last, right?
honestly, this is sad, but I don't remember Garcelle being there.
Garcelle didn't say much, and as I've seen people point out that she looked uncomfortable and like didn't really know how to handle it.
Yeah.
I think this is just my theory, so everybody watching, I think Garcelle still had doubts about the thing being
I
real.
wouldn't be surprised because I feel like Garcelle's the type of girl who like she's gonna sit and watch before she says something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, and let's be realistic. There was a lot of people calling it fake online. The
There
girls
was
all go online. How many girls are in this cast? 7, 8.
8, I
It
believe.
only makes sense. At least one or two of them are gonna have doubts. If
Yeah.
none of them had no doubts, then I would feel it's produced, and some of them are faking their feelings. Now they're not gonna be rude. well, straight up direct, like you faked
I
the
think the
robbery.
person who would
Nobody does that.
would be Garcelle or Diana. Sen's already been rude, but like I feel like she wouldn't be rude to Dory's face about it.
Yes, they're gonna play it nice because it's also, to be fair, you don't really know it's fake or not. So it's better to be safe than say something and then it gets proven that it was real and then you look crazy.
And that's how I feel about the Erica thing too. It's kind of like
No,
whatever.
there's way more proof about that. Let's not stop. Nope.
You would not let me clear her name.
There's way more proof against her. That still stuff comes out.
I'm
Um,
beside her. I'm so sorry.
one thing that bothered me is that you remember when Doris started freaking out a bit when the dog was barking?
Yes.
I feel like even though Kaya knew there was nothing wrong,
Yeah, I think you should have checked, right?
she should have been like, you know what? I know the dogs do this, nothing, blah blah blah. But you know what? I'm gonna go check because I want you to feel good. You know what
Right.
I would have done that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go check to make sure. And she didn't
But
even
I
do
think what happened was they didn't realize how traumatized Dorit was until that moment. Because I feel like they're looking at her like, "Yo, why are you wilding out?" And she's like, "No, like you need to go check
If we watched it through TV and we could tell, how could they not tell in person?
that." Kyle's not smart.
Okay, I can take that answer. Let's see. Then we get this. Okay, need your opinion on this. Remember when they left at the end and Dorit sat on that bench? Do you
Mhm.
think the producers were like, just sit over there by yourself real quick? We got to record. Because wasn't that kind of weird?
It was, and I honestly, if she was directed, I would say there's a good chance of that, or they just caught her walking over there, like you know what I mean, like randomly. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that they told her to sit down because I like they do stuff like that.
Because why wouldn't she just get inside the limo while he went inside?
I have no idea, but they do say that once you're on the show for a while, they kind of forget about the cameras.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, I guess.
It's like
Let
you would think like you would probably get used to someone beating your face all the time, so like you don't even care anymore.
That's true. And maybe she just didn't want to be in the car yet
I
without
would say
him.
Luann used to walk around naked on camera, flashing
Yeah,
people on girls trip.
that's true. Let's see. Anything else from this episode? We skipped over the little scenes that honestly didn't have much. I don't think
Yeah,
have
the
much
first
relevance.
part of this season was not a bang like Atlanta was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we know that Crystal and Sutton are really close now, so I
Yes.
guess
Which
that's
I do
somewhat.
like. I liked them together the first time too. I wanted it to be Team Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get to that,
Probably not.
but I do think it's. I'm glad that they're friends now because we won't get the same storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it'll
But
be
we might,
interesting.
because you know how they're like, kind of like oil and water. So
We'll see. We'll see. It's possible. Um, I guess we should talk what the preview for next week. I don't remember.
I want to see
It,
Garcelle and Erica. That's all I need to see.
they're not.
Because
They're not gonna get into it for a long time. At least halfway through, I think.
damn.
The preview. I think the preview is Harry Hamlin's birthday,
Mhm.
and Sutton and Erica definitely get into it. We saw that.
Yes.
Is there any other lingering beefs that might come up at the table?
Not at the table, but I think after that, I think Sutton and Diana get into it because they're
Yeah.
sitting outside after that scene. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's the same scene.
I think it is.
Because to also, we don't know this. This is just theory, but Kaya might bring up how insensitive Sutton was being.
To Dorit.
Yeah, at that table too.
Honestly, I don't think that's a might. That's a Kyle Richards thing to do. And
She might
Kyle's
bring up.
like, "You're being insensitive. Talk about it." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
So we might see that. I forgot. There's a few other things. I don't remember nothing else in the preview, honestly. But
It really, I feel like this is gonna get better over time too.
it
But
is.
this first episode, the first half, I could have went without it.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I feel like every first half of the first episode is kind of slow though. Of it, almost every season.
But I feel like with these girls this year, they have enough that they could have started with a bang. You know what I mean? Like we're still dealing with Erica's victim issues. We're still dealing with Dorit's robbery. We're still dealing with Sutton's thing with Eric. Like there's enough beef for like maybe
Yeah.
the first 10 minutes it could have been slow.
Nah, I feel like there's seven girls that gotta reintroduce.
Or I was just like, you know what? I think that Beverly Hills needs to start off with group scenes like Atlanta was doing.
Well, I think that was the plan. I think the her Lisa's birthday thing was the plan, but the robbery happened.
Oh,
So
so
now
they
that got pushed up.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what ended up happening because
See,
I think
I like where you're going with that because if they did the first half Dorit's robbery and the second half the party, it would have been a better episode.
that would have been too much.
I don't even
Imagine
see
you
Kyle
gotta
talking about
imagine somebody watching this for the is somebody. This might be somebody's first season they're watching.
true.
They gotta like
I don't
put it
need 30
together.
minutes of Kyle talking about these Tiffany invitations. I really don't.
Yeah, she needed something. She couldn't just say hi. I'm Kyle. I'm back again. It had to be. I got invited to Paris's wedding. Blah blah blah. Okay, good
Her
for
wedding
you.
was nice, and she was on. You know, Paris was on her honeymoon for like a month.
No, I didn't know that, but that's pretty
Month.
cool.
A month. That's hella
Yeah.
money.
Did you watch the Watch What Happens live episode? I actually thought it was good.
What happened?
So one funny thing is that Andy kept getting annoyed with the poll results because they were not how he expected them to be. I
Mm.
think one of them was on a scale from 1 to 10 because they were very anti Sutton on the him and the girls were very anti Sutton, Kyle and Dorit, and I think Kyle was more anti Sutton than Dorit, honestly.
Because, like I said, Kyle always puts her emotions onto other people's problems. Because I feel like now you want to fight Sutton over Dorit for what?
Yeah, so it was from a scale from 1 to 10. How insensitive were Sutton's comments? And an 8 was the what one, and I think he was kind of like an 8, like okay, and
Oh,
it's like
should be at a 10.
yeah, and I'm like, bro, this is a
Nobody
poll.
cares
We're
about it. Rich
voting. These are the results.
This is like no, like who cares?
Yeah, and also these are the results. That's how people feel. Do you want people to answer honestly? It's an 8. That's still pretty high.
It is pretty high.
Yeah.
Rounding it'd be a 10.
I think they were what else? Okay, the other thing is that Dorit they should have not had this her on this episode. She got re-traumatized watching this episode, which is normal. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I know she agreed to do it, but I just feel like that was kind of irresponsible of them.
A little bit because I feel like they tend to ask the girls how they feel about other wife situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I I, I wish Dorit would have just said no, but
Yeah.
she probably wanted to be like, you know what, this is the premiere episode, and they're asking me. I've never been asked to be on the premiere episode. Watch What Happens Live, which is usually their highest rated one for each season.
I was gonna say it should have
Um,
been Renna and Kyle talking about the situation.
no, I would not have been able to
Or
stomach this.
honestly, I would have loved to see Sutton and Garcelle up there talking about the situation.
We'll probably get them soon. Erica is on next week, by the way.
Well, who is it? Just her?
It's somebody from a different show,
Oh, okay.
not a housewife. I forgot what show it is, but it's someone from a different
Oh, maybe.
a main cast member from a different show, but I forgot what the show is. Let's see what else did they say. She was asked about LVP,
Mm.
why like she's mad at Sutton for being insensitive towards the robbery, but she was insensitive towards LVP's brother's death on the show.
She
She said
was.
something on the lines like, "Oh, I'm going through stuff too."
Yeah.
Mind you, she was on vacation during that. Like, so she really wasn't going through nothing. She was on vacation, and she
And
had
the
no
stuff
real
she
answer.
wouldn't have compared to Lisa's brother dying at all. So
Yeah, and she had no real answer. She's like, that was so long ago, and I already apologized for it, and that was, I don't remember. That was so long
and
ago.
that's
Like
my
she had,
problem with Renna and Kyle. It's always own it or I'm sorry, we can work on it, or I don't remember. Why? Like, why? Why?
honestly, and she could have just been like, honestly, I wish I would have handled that situation differently. I really should
Or
have.
she could have been like, I don't care about Lisa, and left it at that.
That's no, they don't say that.
But what I'm saying is that you could have,
She would have really got dragged.
but what I'm saying, like, you could have kept it cute or just have been honest. Like, you didn't have to go, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she
Like, you
gave like no real, not a real answer. Like, like
yeah.
okay. So yeah, we'll have Erica on Watch What Happens Live next week, which is her first one because last season she wasn't allowed to go on it
Wow. Oh, because the husband thing, right?
because the
Oh,
try it
lawyers.
was everything was fresh. So I don't think legally her lawyers were letting her on it, and maybe Bravo also wasn't sure yet, but I'm guessing they got everything cleared. She will be on next week. I'm expecting more. I think they're trying to make this a Sutton takedown season.
I could see that for sure.
I think Kyle. I don't know how far Dorit is in it. I think Kyle, Erica, and Rena, hundred
Oh,
percent.
the reason to be in it now because of I know for a fact Carl probably ran back on Twitter what Sutton said. So the
We're
reason,
probably gonna see that next episode. I think when the season will get good is I wonder if Garcelle and Crystal are gonna stick up for Sutton because they're not the type to let their friend get
I was gonna
dragged.
say I think because last season Garcelle said the only thing she regret was not speaking up for Sutton. So I don't think that's gonna happen again. And I feel like with Cherie there is gonna it's gonna make Garcelle even more comfortable because she has like
Yeah,
an ally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the other interesting thing. We haven't met Diana yet. We
Mm-mm.
haven't met Sherry yet, and Kathy doesn't even come till halfway through.
Kylie's still
So
filming?
Kathy comes like halfway through the show.
Is she a friend this season or is she a housewife?
No, she's a friend.
Okay.
She's not in the first half because they couldn't agree on her contract.
Oh, okay.
So that's where she
But
comes
why
late.
coming onto the show at all then? Like no
Well, did
offense.
you hear about all the drama that happened with her on the show? So I think it was
Oh
a
yeah,
hit.
wasn't
It
there
worked
something
out.
like about her being racist or something?
I don't think that's true. At
No,
least
but
not related to the show.
no, there was something like with an assistant that I heard. Was that what they're talking about on the show or no?
There's something with an assistant, but we don't know how true that part is yet. We know that we really there's been a lot of stuff. Something with a DJ and assistant.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like it's,
We don't.
I remember hearing a lot of stuff going on around that, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, but we don't know. Yeah, we don't know exactly what happened. We know that Kyle and Kathy were not good by the end of the season,
Yeah,
and
because
only became good recently because a close
Garcelle
family
said that
member
how
died.
close to Kathy and Kyle was.
Yeah, so they
No,
end the
you
season
know what I
on good
want to
terms.
see? I want to see Renna in the room with Kyle and Kathy when she's smiling when they're arguing.
I heard that I don't know if this is true. I haven't verified it, but that Kathy said recently that she'll never be good with Rena.
I mean, I'm not surprised because she's literally instigating and she's like, "You're not getting away with this, Kathy Hilton," and she goes and watches.
I still, do you think Garcelle and Rena are gonna end up beefing again by the end of the season?
I don't think so. I think Garcelle's is going to distance herself from Renna. I
Garcelle's
think if
gonna
they
do.
do start beefing, it's gonna be because Renna won't let it go.
I really hope Rena gets dragged this whole. The problem is her only person I feel like honestly Dorit can stand up to Rena easily and Erica, but she kind of like
Honestly, I don't think anyone can really drag Renna because Renna does it herself. So it's kind of hard to even take down Renna because she's gonna be like, "I own it, I own it."
Kim
Like,
did it. Kim did it more than once too.
wait, what?
Kim did it.
No, but I mean like an actual takedown, like how they try to do like Sutton, where they did with like Lisa. It's gonna be hard because you can ask Renna what she says, and it's either I didn't remember, and you're gonna eventually get your answer, or she's gonna tell you she said it.
Well, I hope somebody asked her about her all the problems her daughter was going through while the season was filming. So I hope we get to that because she would have brought it up if it was somebody else.
Remember Kim used to say, "Talk about your daughters, talk about your husband, stop talking about us," and it's true. Honestly, Rena's lucky when I think about it because she should be a friend of the house. She doesn't ever have to talk about herself, ever.
She does the same thing what Giselle kind of does, where she like tries to blast somebody to
Yup.
avoid it coming back on her. But like
Why?
I said, this stuff with her daughter was people were talking about it a lot online, and her
It
daughter
was
was calling
Amelia
out
or
her
Delilah.
mom. So
What was it, Amelia or Delilah they were talking about?
I think it was Delilah, but don't quote me. I don't remember for sure.
The one I used to date Scott is Amelia.
So I don't think it's her. I think it's the other one. Yeah, but she said a lot of wild
What
stuff.
was she doing though?
Maybe I'll get a dress.
What was she doing?
I don't. It's had to do. I think it had to do with drugs
Oh,
and her her talking about the way she grew up and was raised, and saying that she doesn't have any help or support from her
mm,
mom or father,
well,
all types of stuff like that. So if it doesn't get brought up, maybe they'll bring it up at the reunion. But it's only fair
it is
since
fair.
since it's Rena.
You know my favorite scene her when she's like, "Oof, you're so angry."
That was iconic, but
She used it
it was
on
iconic, but it
Cecily.
made her even more hateable at the
It
same
did
time.
because why are you being so petty? This is supposed to be your friend.
That was mean. Like
It
what?
was mean.
Like leave her alone.
This is why I love her on this show. Like she can never leave. I'm so sorry.
I hope maybe one day. I think that once you lose one of the core 4 or 5 members of Erica, Lisa, Dorit, and Kyle, I think
Mhm.
the other ones quickly
I
become
was
more
gonna say,
disposable.
to be honest, I honestly want old girls to come back because we're still
Who?
missing that, like old girls from past seasons to come back because we're still missing that sisterhood aspect that the Beverly Hills used to have.
I don't really care if that doesn't come back because I feel like this season
Fights were more authentic back then. Like there were cattier fights. I feel like now Beverly Hills is very low blows.
low blows.
Yeah, like the what did Renna say to Dorit about people doing drugs in the bathroom? The
Yeah,
thing
but
with Kenan,
that was like 5 seasons ago.
no, but
That
I'm
was
saying is
old.
like the core group of girls weren't as bad as the new girls now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it depends on people's taste. I
I
feel like
think,
this season is just
it's,
gonna be
it's
a lot
going
of
nowhere
arguing.
every season.
Yeah, I feel like this season it's gonna be like it's gonna be a lot of arguing and kind of figuring out where everybody stands because we have like what 2 new people being added and so much unresolved drama.
I was gonna say
If it was really,
we're fresh off of like a very toxic reunion. Not drama, but there was like a
it
lot of.
wasn't that. I don't think it was that toxic. I thought it was pretty boring.
I mean, like when I mean toxic, I mean like the way that they interact with each other, like relationship wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like none of the
honestly,
girls on the couch were really friends like that. It was like very clicked up.
it was clicky, but I felt they all were cool by the end of it. It felt like there was no real drama in that reunion. It was very
It was
smooth.
fake at the end. That's why I feel like it's awkward now because like you said, the girls are trying to figure out where they like stand with each other in a way. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and I also think
especially
that
who's known for being fake on reunions, girl, you know you mad at these people.
people they didn't know how good and how much media and how good the ratings were gonna be last season.
Oh,
Now they're coming into a new season knowing that they're probably gonna have really good ratings, and
definitely.
nobody wants to look like a punk with over 1 million people watching them.
Hell yeah.
So they're all coming on stronger. So we'll have a good show.
Oh, and like you were saying that you remember how we were talking about Erica Mauricio, how she wants to keep her alliances. I feel that's another reason why she wasn't too like hopped up on the reunion because she knows she doesn't want to burn those bridges. Because if she comes back the following season with no friends with these scandals, she's getting run off the show.
Yeah, and I think at least one person is getting demoted for next season.
I hope it's Dorit, no offense.
We gotta go and see who comes up because last season I thought Rena and Dorit were really irrelevant the first half, but the
Yeah.
second half they brought it more. So
Honestly,
this
the
season
only
we'll see.
person no, good question. Who do you think should be demoted? I'm gonna change my answer from Dorit to Crystal.
I have to see the season. I can't say off one episode.
Well, give me a preview. Give me give me
I
something.
think that Crystal needs to prove herself, and I think that Anna needs to prove herself.
Who's
I think
Anna?
everybody else, Diana, Crystal, and
Oh,
Diana. I think everybody else is safe. Kyle's not going nowhere. Erica's not going nowhere. Dory and Rena are not going anywhere. I think they're definitely getting another season. We'll see how that next season goes. But I think Kyle, Erica for sure are good. Garcelle's for sure is good.
I feel
Sutton,
Garcelle's safe for some reason. I feel like nobody loves Garcelle, nobody hates Garcelle. You know what I mean?
Garcelle's definitely safe, and so is Sutton.
It's hard to dislike Garcelle, which I really love about her being on the show. I feel like she's very neutral.
Yeah, even if you disagree with her, it's not like she's coming
Yeah.
real negative with
My
it.
thing is, I wish Garcelle would get more a backbone or more of a oomph in her because, like,
I
she's
think this is her season.
hopefully
Yeah, no, this is. Okay, so I think we should give our Diamond of the Week
our
award.
diamond of the week. Our diamond of the you go
I
first.
know who mine is.
But you know
My
who yours
Diamond
is?
of the Week goes to Sutton for the scene right here. She came in not caring about Doree's robbery, talking about at least I didn't have a gun. Not at least she said, "Well, I didn't have a gun point in my head." Then
Right.
went on to drag Erica to Kyle and in her confessional. Looked good doing it, and an episode really about Doree. I feel like Sutton really
Stole
was
the
the
show.
most positive.
Honestly, she's my diamond of the week too because it's just like she's at a point right now where she doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, I think hopefully I think Sutton's gonna get a few of these throughout the season. Honestly, just a prediction.
Mhm.
And then we're gonna talk about our call of the week, which I just want to say I don't think we should count Diana in it because she wasn't in the episode.
No, definitely not. I don't count
But
Cherie. I don't count none of the new girls yet.
yeah, we shouldn't count nobody in the episodes because it doesn't make sense.
I feel like your call of the week is Kyle.
You say yours first because I actually gotta think about mine. I don't know if you know
Um,
yours.
I don't think I know off the top of my head, but honestly,
I know who mine is.
it's gonna be Kyle.
Okay,
Who's yours?
say why first, and then I'll say mine and why.
I personally feel like the only reason I'm giving Kyle the call of the week is because she didn't really bring anything to this episode. Like everything that she was involved in this episode was about somebody else.
Okay, so I'm picking a different one, and the reason is why I always tell people when I watch these shows, I watch for entertainment.
Mhm.
Yes, excuse me. I love a good moment where somebody sad moments, real life moments. I love those moments, but overall, I watch for entertainment. Kyle is annoying. I don't like her, but she does bring something. I love. I didn't love, but watching her try to be her best actress and preparing by the window, talking to
Oh
herself, crying was
yeah,
amazing to me. Her desperately showing out that she's related to Paris. That's funny to me. It gave me something to laugh at. My call of the week is going to, and I love her, but it's going to Crystal because she came off the most irrelevant out of the girls on the episode.
you know, I
Is she
kind of
the only one we never we didn't even really talk about her this whole thing,
I
right?
forgot about her scene. It was just literally her and Sutton in the kitchen.
Yeah, and I get it. She is the newest one out of the ones that were on this episode.
Wasn't her
But
and Sutton season the same season, the first season?
that was Sutton's first full time housewife, but she was in the season before as a friend,
Okay.
so she knew the girls a bit longer. Um, and also Crystal, I don't think Crystal knew any of these girls at all coming into it. You know what I
No,
mean? Like I don't think she's ever met them, at least that I know of. I think she knew Kathy Hilton, and Kathy's not even here yet.
nope.
So it's going to Crystal. Hopefully she doesn't get it multiple keep getting it because that's gonna suck. But I definitely see the diamond going to Sutton a few times this season. I will say right now, it's gonna be really super, really, really hard for me to give Erica a diamond, but we'll see if she gets there.
Don't be mean to Erica. I love Erica Jane. This
It's
is a Erica
possible. It's
Jane stand
possible.
account.
But
I'm gonna say my problem with Crystal is, or not my problem, but I noticed that I think where she falls out of place is she doesn't have a friend group in the circle in a way. Whereas it's Sutton, Garcelle, Cherie, and then it's like Erica, Kyle, Renna. And Crystal's kind of in the middle with everyone. You know what I mean? So she doesn't get a lot of like group scenes.
and that's kind of her own fault because last season she played too wishy washy last season.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good place to end it. We got episode 2 coming out Wednesday, which I think we're gonna have all good, at least decent episodes all the way through. I don't think
I
we're
think
getting.
it's gonna be a phenomenal season.
It is.
But I have
There's
a
a
feeling it
lot.
might end weak, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll see. The reunions with Beverly Hills are usually very so we'll see. But they have what? If they bring all the girls to the reunion, 10 girls or something at the reunion?
Yeah, because there's 8 full times, and then you have Cherie, who's a friend. Who else is a friend?
Kathy.
Kathy. Yeah, that's 10 girls.
So with 10 people, they gotta at least put a decent reunion together. And they're beefing online already, so
Honestly, I hope it's not a 4-part reunion either. I hope it's like a 2.
I don't mind it. I got nothing else to do but watch TV.
I just
So
feel like it only needs to be that long if it's like Jersey. Like, Jersey, Atlanta, Potomac, they get into it. I don't need Beverly Hills for 3 parts.
yeah,
I
that
don't
last four
want
part
to
wasn't
be
that
raw
great.
forever.
I want it to be 4 parts if it's worth the 4 parts. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I
what I
mean?
mean. I feel like Beverly Hills has yet to give us drama that needs that much reunion time.
Yeah, I think maybe some of the past ones, at least 1 or 2 seasons of Beverly Hills could have pulled up before. Last season, they could have done a 3 part.
3 parts, and I rewatched it recently.
Yeah, 3 parts would have been good for last season. All right, let's end it here. For anyone watching, don't forget to subscribe, comment below your thoughts, what you're looking forward to in this season, who's your favorite, who's your least favorite.
Yes, your
Um,
diamond and your coal of the week. Let us know.
yeah, let us know that too, so we can see if you agree with us. I said Sutton for Diamond, Crystal for Cole,
I said Sutton for diamond, Kyle for coal.
and just let us know if you agree with either of us. Besides that,
Just
I
don't
hope
say Garcelle or Erica, and you're
exactly. Besides that, I hope everyone has a good night, good weekend, good day whenever you're watching this, and that's it.
and we'll catch y'all later.
Bye.